Om Shai Ram. Chapter 2 completed. This was in 1910 AD when there was only one place, the Sades Vada, for lodging pilgrim devotees. After alighting from the Tonga, I was anxious to have darshana when the great devotee Dadya Saheb Nulkar returned from the masjid and said that Sai Baba was at the corner of the Vada and that I should first get the preliminary darshana and then after bath see him at leisure. Hearing this, I ran and prostrated before Baba, and then my joy knew no bounds. I found more than what Nana Chandorkar has told me. All my senses were satisfied, and I forgot thirst and hunger. The moment I touched Sai Baba's feet, I began a new lease of life. I felt myself much obliged to those who spurred and helped me to get the darshana, and I considered them as my real relatives, and I cannot repay their debt. I only remember them and prostrate mentally before them. The peculiarity of Sai Baba Darshana, as I found it, is that by his darshana our thoughts are changed. The force of previous action is abated and gradually non-attached of disposition towards worldly object grows up. It is by the merit of actions in many past births that such darshana is got, and if only you see Sai Baba, really all the world becomes or assumes the form of Sai Baba. Hot discussion. On the first day of my arrival in Shiradi, there was a discussion between me and Bala Saheb Bate regarding the necessity of a guru. I contended, why should we lose our freedom and submit to others? When we have to do our duty, why a guru is necessary? One must try his best and save himself. What can the guru do to a man who does nothing but sleeps indolently? Thus I pleaded free will, while Mr. Bade took up the other side, which destiny, and said, whatever is bound to happen must happen. Even great men have failed. Man proposes one way, but God disposes the other way. Brush aside your cleverness, pride, or egoism won't help you. This discussion, with all its pros and cons, went on for an hour or so, and as usual, no decision was arrived at. We had to stop the discussion ultimately as we were exhausted. The net result of this was that I lost my peace of mind and found that unless there is a strong body consciousness and egoism, there would be no discussion. In other words, it is egoism which breeds discussion. Then, when we went to the masjid with others, Baba asked Kaga Sahib Dikshit the following: what was going on in the Sades Vada? What was the discussion about? And staring at me, Baba further added, what did this Hemad say? Hearing these words, I was much surprised. The masjid was at a considerable distance from Sades Vada, where I was staying and where the discussion was going on. How could Baba know our discussion unless he be omniscient and inner ruler of us all? Significant and prophetic title. I began to think why Sai Baba should call me by the name Hemadban. This word is a corrupt form of Hemadri Ban. This Hemadri Ban was a well-known minister of the kings Mahadev and Ramadev of Devagiri of the Yadav dynasty. He was very learned, good-natured, and the author of the good works such as Saturvarka Chindamani, dealing with spiritual subjects, and Raja Prashasti. He invented and started new methods of accounts and was the originator of the Modi Marathi shorthand script, but I was quite the opposite, an ignoramus and have dull mediocre intellect. So I could not understand why the name or title was conferred upon me. But thinking seriously upon it, I thought that the title was a dart to destroy my ego so that I should always remain meek and humble. It was also a compliment paid to me for the cleverness in the discussion. Looking to the future history, we think that Baba's word calling Mr. Dabolkar by the name Hemadban was significant and prophetic, as we find that he looked after the management of Sai Sansthan very intelligently, kept nicely all the accounts, and was also the author of such a good work Sai Sat Charitra, which deals with such important and spiritual subjects such jnana, bhakti, and dispassion, self surrender, and self realization. About the necessity of a guru, Hemad Ban has left no note, no memo about what Baba said regarding this subject, but Gaha Sahib Dishit has published his notes regarding this matter. Next day, after Hemadban meeting with Sai Baba, Gaga Sahib went to Baba and asked whether he should leave Shiradi. Baba said yes. Then someone asked Baba where to go. Baba said high up. Then the man said, how is the way? Baba said there are many ways leading there. There is one way also from here, Shiradi. The way is difficult. There are tigers and wolves in the jungles on the way. I, Gaga Sahib asked, but Baba, what if we take a guide with us? Baba answered, then there is no difficulty. The guide will take you straight to your destination, avoiding wolves, tigers, and ditches, etc. on the way. If there be no guide, there is the danger of your being lost in the jungles or falling into the ditches. Mr. Dabolkar was present on this occasion and he thought that this was the answer Baba gave to the question whether Guru was a necessity. White Sai Leela, Volume 1, Number 5, page 47. And he thereupon took the hint that no discussion of the problem whether man is free or bound is of any use in spiritual matters, but that on the contrary, real Paramartha is possible only as the result of the teachings of the Guru, as is illustrated in this chapter of this original work in the instances of great avatars like Rama and Krishna who had to submit themselves to their Gurus, Vashishta and Santipani respectively, for getting self-realization, and that the only virtues necessary for such progress are faith and patience. Bow to Sri Sai, peace to be all. We will continue the next we will see the next chapter 3 in next video clip. Thank you.